secret weapon for the Nueva York Knicks. They talking about it now. He's getting a lot of hype. Mo Diarra became Knicks Jaylen Brown stopper and latest opportunity. We talked about that in real time, man. With Anunoby sidelined for a second straight game because of a sore toe, Mo D became the Jaylen Brown stopper in the second half of Sunday's 111-89 victory over the Celtics. It earned Diarra the second round rookie, his first defensive player of the game award, which is given by the Knicks coaching staff after victories. You get a guy like Jaylen Brown, who is a heck of a player in the first half. He was having his way with us a little bit. He was 6'4", He was rolling. In the second half, we did a better job defensively as a team. I got to give Mo some credit. Mo was our defensive player of the game. We threw Mo on him for a little bit. We thought we were going to try to make Jaylen work, be physical, get up into him, stuff like that. And he did it without fouling. He did a nice job with it. So to see that from a young guy at this point in his career was a lot of fun as a staff. I've seen a lot of potential with this kid, man. I loved it. I love that he showed that. He was 4 for 4, by the way. Let me not get rid of this real quick. Jaylen Brown was 4 for 4. He joined, I guess, some elite company. Thanks to Knicks Film School making us aware of this right here. Mo Diarra joined RJ Barrett and Kristaps Porzingis as the only 20-year-old Knicks history to score at least 10 points and post a plus minus of over 20 while playing at least 25 minutes in a Knick win. So, it's small steps. Yeah, I knew I was gonna laugh.
No, I'm laughing because when you look at the picture, like I told you, just a whole bunch of light-skinned guys. I'm light-skinned. It's like we can't even look tough. But then when you see Cat, like, look at his smile. It's like, yo, bro, what we supposed to be looking like? We tough. I don't know. Like look at Josh Hart in the back. Like, y'all niggas got on towels. Like, what are y'all doing, man? This shit look like a Magic Mike audition, man. Like, what? Y'all gotta make y'all mind up. Are we auditioning to be strippers, or are we auditioning, or is this supposed to be like looking like the tough hard hat, construction, like what?
Blue collar. Bobby Ivory said, "Y'all a white team."
Yo, listen, man. Yo, man, I couldn't be on the team at that point. You know how you walk into something and see it? They'd have showed me shaking my head and walking right back out like, come on, bro. What are we doing, man?
You'll never be in the picture. Oh, they said the Old Spice commercial. Oh shit.
Right. They said, yo, by the way, next door we having Magic Mike Part 4 auditions. And these niggas is all right, cool. Bro, they out there, you out there with no shirt on with the towel on. Like, come on, man. Then you flexing, then Cat is there like this. Bro, we supposed to look tough. Go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry, man.
That is the whole point of the picture, though. What's your best ice grill, man?
Thank you.
Yo, Jose, supposed to teach me ice grill, bro. You from Brooklyn, dog. You gotta at least fake it in the streets. You have to learn that when you're in New York City. You have to have the fake ice grill. If you ain't got that, you might get got.
It'll save your life sometimes.
Absolutely.
You be scared like a what inside. your poker face. Listen, yeah. As soon as you get out that situation, you like this. Woo! Lord have mercy. I'm taking a cab next time. I ain't getting on that train.
Never walking down that block again. What? What time was that? 11:30.
Come on, man.
Real quick, what are your thoughts on Mo Diarra having this? Because remember, for you're very critical on anybody that we hype up and anybody that gets too much hype too soon. And of course, I was giving him that, but Mike Brown wasn't finding him minutes, or for whatever reason wasn't playing him, and we were confused by it. And even you were just like, who cares? But now maybe he's turned the tide for you. Maybe you seeing some things that you're like, nah, this kid is he's all right.
Well, I mean, that was a tough order to ask for him, right? But I think this is how young players can make their bones in the NBA and get contracts and stay in the league, being able to play defense, because everybody can score. Let's not get it misconstrued. We exaggerate and say these guys is bums and trash, but let's be realistic. Everybody in the NBA can score. So I think, someone like Diarra with the athleticism, the size, the agile movement, just, being young, I think this is what he needs to try to stick to. If I could be a defender, right? We're not saying you're going to stop Jaylen Brown. But if certain spots, if I can make it tough, right? and at the same time, I can knock down a wide open 3-point shot, get a layup or dunk in transition, I think, he can really do some damage in the league. You're big on Diarra, right? And at times I'm like, but what I've seen yesterday, I think he's very capable of that, night in and night out. I think the way, the opposing teams put big guards on Brunson, I think Diarra can be that guy. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a Daniels or Thompson out the gate, but if that's what he focuses on, right? Listen, I think we can have something special here where we can go, okay, so-and-so got 40 on us. They killing us. The game is close. Diarra, we need you to slow him down. So I love that, but you got to give kudos to Mike Brown. Having the confidence in him. Listen, what coach is going to tell their young player, I need you to go guard Jaylen Brown? Conference Finals MVP, MVP candidate, probably the best two-way guard in the NBA right now. Diarra, that's your assignment. So, you got to give props to Mike Brown and to the coaching staff and to the organization for just having confidence in him. You got to remember, we react in real time, right? So, of course, if guys are playing bad, we're going to hold them accountable. We do this in real time, right? So, listen, if a guy played bad while we're watching it, we're going to curse him out. But if he played good, we got to give him props. So, we kill Mike Brown, and at times he deserves it. But when he does something good, you got to give him props. And I think having a confidence in Diarra to really give him some good minutes. Listen, I think that young man can be. See, I don't want to say special, man, because then now we're looking for him to be right. So maybe he'll never be an all-star. Maybe he'll never average 20 plus, right? But I think Diarra can be a good player. I really do, right? But it has to start on the defensive end. A lot of our players, including Diarra, have to understand we're struggling defensively. We need someone to step up, right? He has the size, he has the ability, he has the youth. So I think he needs to take that challenge. And I think sometimes that's what keeps him off the floor. Because Mike Brown is saying, I have enough scoring. We have Cat, we have Brunson, we have OG, right? We have Bridges. We have enough scoring. We have Deuce, we have Shamit, we have Kolek. We need some guys to step up defensively. So I think the more Diarra steps up defensively, the more his minutes goes up, because that's what we're lacking tremendously, especially at that position. If we could throw Diarra on some of the big guards in the NBA, right? A la James Harden, Donovan Mitchells, the Currys, we turn to a whole different ball club. If we could have Diarra be our stopper or the guy that slows down some of these great guards, that right there, right, SGAs. And once again, we're not saying Diarra is going to stop these guys. If Diarra could now be the guy, remember, Mike Brown has enough scoring. What are we lacking? Defense. So maybe Mike Brown is looking at Diarra on the floor going, okay, yeah, you can score, but I need you to defend. We get killed. Remember, that guard position, that small forward position, you have the size. So now if Diarra can play some defense and help us out right there and guard some of the bigger guards and make it tough, bro, I think that opens up a whole can of worms to where now that makes us a whole different ball club.
No, it's not like they didn't know. Josh Hart is quoted, I think, the beginning of the year training camp, everybody was like, he's going to be good. And I think with him, it was just more about getting more comfortable, more experience, more minutes, those kind of things. And that's all we talked about when we saw him. So it's funny when, like you said, we see things early. And I think everybody was hyped on it, but there's so many people hype up. Like, I think it's Date, whatever his name is. You got Dottier, and then there's another guy, Pacome, something in the G League. And I'm like, bro, talent is talent. When it's undeniable, it's undeniable. And I just like when people just show and prove the realistic side to it for me. The funny thing is, Mo Diarra, before he played a game in the NBA, this is what he was talking about. I think you might love this, because we don't like when people start reaching for, hey, let's compare him to Kawhi Leonard. Let's compare him to Scottie
Right.
Pippen. It's like, yo, when you hear what he's comparing himself to, you might think he's being realistic.
What are those skills?
I mean, my shooting, my defensive abilities, the way I can play many positions, and my versatility.
What led your decision to try to make the jump to declare for the draft?
For the draft, I mean, I feel like I'm ready. I feel like this is the good year. I had a pretty good year in France with my team, so I feel like that was the good year, and I'm not regretting. I spoke to a lot, like Zachary Rizache, like Dadiet, that's all my friends. So I spoke with them, and I feel like that was a good year. That's why.
Are there any weaknesses you're trying to clean up?
Excuse me?
Any weaknesses you're trying to clean up to be impressive?
Weaknesses, I feel like I got to be more regular on my three-point shot. I think that the only thing I'm working on it focusly.
Is there someone you try to model your game after, or?
I love Jaden McDaniels and Pascal Siakam. I feel like that's those players who I look up the most.
You said this was your first workout. Do you have any more workouts scheduled?
Yeah, I got.
He gets into his workout schedule. Obviously, that was the preseason, but he mentioned Jaden McDaniels' first name of it. What? Just all NBA defender. Then he says Siakam. Obviously, Siakam, damn near Finals MVP. He got a lot of moments, but he's not talking about MVPs. He's talking about his length. He's being realistic, and I think a lot of times we see like people saying, remember how many players were saying, "Oh, Paul George is who I model myself after." It's like, bro, you ain't no damn Paul. Paul George's talent is too insane, right? He ain't say Paul George. I'm glad he didn't say Paul George or some dumb shit like that. That's not who you're gonna be like. Start off being an all NBA caliber defender. That's gonna be put you on the next level. And we saw a little hint of that yesterday. And I'm just hyped, bro, because you know what it is now. We were missing a lot with in the last month or so because of defense and all that. And then Bridges is so inconsistent. Who's to say a guy like this? Like, this ain't Iman Shumpert rookie year. Iman Shumpert rookie year defensively was amazing. If Diarra starts making some strides, how much more we gonna look at Bridges and be like, yo, you disposable now, bro. Now we got Diarra being, if you can be anywhere near a maniac, then you got OG there to help Brunson and hide Cat and Brunson on the defensive end all ball. This is what I'm looking forward to. Baby steps.
So Diarra, that prototype is what the Knicks is missing. Like literally. And I think who's ever in his camp, who's ever his friend or representing him, the coaching staff, I think this is how Diarra can stay on the Knicks and get a contract and be a Knick. Work on your defense, bro. If you can become a defender, but at the same time now you're knocking down the open three, that's what we're missing tremendously. And I think, hopefully, the coaching staff, this is why you got to have a great coaching staff. This is when a great coaching staff matters. This is when these Mo Cheeks and these silly niggas that just sit there and don't say nothing, this is when you're supposed to get paid. This is when you're supposed to be in Diarra's ear going, hey, bro, listen, you know how you stay in the league? You know how you get your contract? You know how you stay here? Play defense, bro. That's what we need. We don't need scoring. We need defense. So just imagine your number's going to get called. We don't have no great defenders. We have one, maybe two. And we know who that is. That's OG and Mitch. So now Diarra could be a guy that you can go, yo, that's your assignment today. Don't worry about nothing else. Oh, and by the way, you hit 2-3 wide open threes. You're going to get $100 million.
Easily.
Bro, so I think, that's what he needs to focus on. And I think, that stretch where you was like, yo, what the hell is going on? Why isn't Mike Brown playing him? I think, and I could be guessing, but from a coaching standpoint, remember, he's seen him in practice. He's watching him in the games. Remember, coaches are watching the little things. We just watching. They're watching the little things. They're watching the defensive assignment you're missing. They're watching every little thing. And they're going, I don't need that from you. This is what I need. And I think yesterday against the Celtics, especially against Jaylen Brown, I think Diarra might have opened something up. Pause, and let's see what happens down the line. But I think maybe that's why he couldn't get on the floor, because it's like, yo, Yeah, you can score, but we don't need that from you. We need defense, especially at that position. So I just think being able to have a guy that you can put on smaller guards, bigger guards, small forwards, and just kind of make it difficult. Listen, that changes us as a team dramatically. Like, that's what puts us at championship level, where we play OKC, and now you're going to Diarra. Your assignment is SGA. We know you ain't going to stop him from making 30, but it's going to be difficult, right? So when you have that on your team alongside with what we have already, that's what we're missing. So let's see what happens from now on. But I like his mindset, and I like what you just played, where his expectations for himself is realistic. He ain't living in the skies, right? So I love the two guys that he said. Remember, he's a long way from Siakam, because offensively, Siakam is super underrated. Like, he is a bucket, right? He's awkward. You don't know what he's going to do. And his mid-range game, listen, he gets to his spots. So, of course, Diarra has, a long time to get to that. But I just think if he works on his defense throughout this season, he's going to see a lot of minutes on the floor.
I just see so much potential on both sides of the floor. And then to be able to shoot the ball, I sent y'all a video earlier where I thought he was shooting the ball at a higher angle earlier in the year, and now he's starting to shoot it from low. I'm not sure if the shooting coach forgot his name now, but everybody, is in love with him. Hopefully he can keep that crisp, because from what I see already offensively, it took OG Anunoby 7 years to really get on the Knicks, and all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, he could shoot. Oh, he could score. Okay. Now the last 2 years is like, oh shit, look, he's showing some strides. He's still clumsy out there. He was a rookie, baby, and he's showing a lot. He's been crossing people up. He's doing some things out there. So imagine 7 years from now. This is all. He'll be 26 in his prime.
I'm not even saying 7. If he locks in, right? If he focuses, right? If he, like I said, you gotta listen. When you have the right people around you, things get much better. So if he have the right people around him, explain it to him, bro. This is what you got to do. Watch some tape of some of the great defenders, the Ron Artests, the Tony Allens, right? The Kawhis, the OGs. Bro, watch film. Learn how to get in the passing lanes. Learn where you can reach, where you can't. Learn the ain't like. These are things that's going to keep him in the league. These are the things that's going to get you paid, but these are the things that's going to get you minutes, heavy minutes, and then now in the playoffs. So listen, I think he has an opportunity, and you've been alluding to it for a while now. Out of everybody, you've been on this. Yo, Diarra. And now we see, what he can bring to the table. And by the way, that's something we need drastically.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.